Welcome back. 2 videos, 1 day. What's going on? Okay. Apparently, the console wars are back in full swing, right? I somewhat came into contact with this not that long ago when I was criticizing Starfield for being a terrible game, and a bunch of Xbox people came into the comments and were like, "Oh, you just hate it because it's on Xbox." What? Bro, I'm a PC gamer, bro. I don't play on console. I haven't played on console in years. All right, I think they're all trash. I don't give a shit about your PlayStation. I don't give a shit about your Xbox. They're all garbage, right? The only saving grace that they have is they make occasionally good games that then come to PC. A year later. I'll wait. It'll be fine. So I have no claim. I have no stake in this fight. All right. I think it's crazy. I thought the console wars were over like years ago, right? Like back in the 2 and 3 era. Like I thought we were all weren't we all like wasn't there like a combined feeling that we shouldn't cheat on each other because it's all the same. Let's just sit on the mobile gamers because people who game on their mobile phones are just weird, right? I honestly thought that was the end of it, right? Like years ago. So apparently that's not the case, and console wars have been going on like crazy still. And I got shots fired because I criticized a Xbox exclusive game, even though it's not Xbox exclusive because it's on PC as well, right? Anyway, there's a rumor that Xbox is going to stop making exclusive games and just put them out there, which is actually that would be really smart for their bottom line. Because here's the thing, all right? Every single console is sold at a loss. It costs them more to make it than they sell it for. This has been for generations of consoles already. The same deal, right? What they make their money off is the games, which is also why they're priced at least $10 higher than the PC versions. They're trying to equalize that, which I think is bullshit. I don't want to pay $80 for a game, even though I pay like 100 for Tekken 8. Yep, I paid 100 for Rogue Trader as well. I'm as much at fault as anyone else. Okay, I'm also dumbass. All right, like honestly, okay. But that being said, they make their money off of the games. So why would you cut off a giant chunk of the market, right? Let's make it easy, right? Arbitrary numbers. These numbers are complete nonsense. But to make it easy, to prove the point, if you have a million Xbox users and you have a million PlayStation users, and you sold those Xboxes and those PlayStations too, but it doesn't really matter for this thing. You sold those Xboxes at a loss because it costs more to make them than it does to sell them, than the price you sell them for. Why would you cut off a million potential customers for your game just to try and sell more more cost ineffective consoles? All right, like I get this. This seems to me like the dumbest thing. Like I don't understand why people do exclusives. All right, because for example, the PC market. All right, the PC market is still a bigger market than all of the consoles combined. Why would you make a console exclusive as Xbox, right? I understand if you're a developer and you get paid by Microsoft to make specifically your game exclusive for, like, say, a year. I understand you take that deal because that money can really help in your development or in development of the next game. I get that. But as a console company as the company that makes the consoles, if you also make games, the same company, why in God's name would you only put it on Xbox when you know those Xboxes are sold at a loss? Why would you cut off the vast majority of the market? That makes no sense, right? So doing this rumor and doing this is actually really, really smart because you'll make a lot more money and your company will survive. Like, it's that simple. All right. But none of this matters to console warriors. I guess I'll call them. I don't have any idea. I heard I was called a brony over Starfield because I No, a pony. A pony. Yeah, sorry. It's because of it's the brony thing, right? Like I sorry, I confused. See, that's how much I know about console wars. All right, currently, um, like honestly, a pony because I was like, oh, you're a PlayStation shill. Bro, I don't even own a PlayStation, dude. I'm clearly playing this on PC. Like, what the hell is going on here? So it's like, yeah, okay, crazy. I had no idea that it still ran this deep, but it really does. And a few people are really, really angry about it. Like several notable Xbox influencers have publicly withdrawn their support for the brand following media reports claiming that first-party Xbox games could soon start appearing on PlayStation. We just explained why that is obviously a good idea from a business standpoint. Now, let's go to it's okay. I'm gonna single this guy out. It's not on purpose. It's just because I'm sorry, bro, but your video is really funny. All right, to me, it is. It's hilarious to me, dude. Okay, so we're going to an Xbox influencer who's having a hard time. Okay, Xbox family, you probably need to hear this. I'm staying off X for the rest of the day. I need to process this, bro. Bro, seriously? You need to process this? What the fuck, dudes? My dudes, my dude. You take this shit way too seriously. All right, you got to think about it from a business standpoint. All right. Do you want your company to survive? Yeah. Then you want to make it. You want them to make as much money as possible. Yeah. Then you should make your games for everybody. Because only making your games for your Xbox family, you know how big your Xbox family is on an economic scale? It's like this big. Xbox doesn't mean jack shit on an economic scale. I mean, obviously it does. It makes billions of dollars. But so does PlayStation. So does PC. So why are you going to stick to your own little chunk when you can have the whole market and you could make more money and then potentially make even better games? Super simple. But when you've bought into it, when you're, I'm going to use the word cultist here, but that has like some serious negative connotations attached to it. I'm just meaning it in a more of like a semi brainwashed little kind of way about your single product. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to, let's leave all the negative baggage behind, but I'm going to use the word cultist. All right? Like this is cultist behavior. So anyway, let's get into it.
It seems like these rumors are true. It does seem like Starfield is going to PlayStation. It does seem like there's conversations about Indiana Jones. This seems like it's true. The people I'm talking to would know, and yeah, I initially woke up this morning and was like, dude, everyone calm down, this is a rumor, but it's I think this is true, guys.
Bro, my man looks heartbroken, dude. Like, can you believe? Can you believe being so bought into something that you can't even see the benefits of that decision? Like, it's not. I mean, it is a contest, but it's not a contest in the way you're thinking of. It's a contest to make money. All right? And how do you make money? By selling products to customers. Not just Xbox family. No. Everybody. Which is why they're dumbing down games. Right? Look at Tekken. I've been talking about Tekken a lot lately. Sorry. Look at Tekken, right? They give you one button combos on the special thing mode. I unbanned that immediately, obviously. Uh, but like they're dumbing down fighting games because that way, if Joe Schmo can come up and pick up a pad and press 3 buttons in a row and it does a little cool combo, he thinks like, oh, I can play this game, even though when you go online, yeah, you can't. There's still that grind aspect, but they're trying to make it more accessible to everybody. You know why? Money. It's really not that hard. Anyway, my dude looks heartbroken. I honestly feel a little bad for him because he looks like it really looks like he's really bought into this, which is why I use the word cultist. You know what I mean? Like he's bought into it. Let's use that. I don't want to use the word cultist. It's like I said, negative connotations. I don't mean it that way. All right, I just mean it like this guy's like bought in.
So it means a lot of things, right? And there's a lot of aspects. I'm still processing this. Now, the best way for them to go about doing this, if they're going to do this, would have been to have had a pro or their Xbox Series XX or whatever the hell they're going to call it, and release a more powerful piece of hardware to say, hey, yeah, you can play these games over here, but this is the most powerful place to play them.
Yeah, release another console that you make a loss at every time you sell one. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, I get it. I get the battle, right? But you lose so much money in R&D on those things. You lose so much money in actually selling them. You need to make your games non-exclusive for that specific reason. You're losing so much money on the actual console part. Obviously, you want to sell your games to as many people as possible, which would include PlayStation, which would include computer. It's that simple. It really is 1+1. It's that simple.
Conversely, if PlayStation launches a Pro and they're dropping their exclusives over on PlayStation, there's no reason to have an Xbox.
But there's no reason to have a PlayStation either, right? Like, here's the thing. They know themselves. It doesn't matter which console you have. They're both inferior to a proper computer, right? Like, and they know, they just know that there's no reason to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation aside from like the exclusive games. So I think this is where the logic starts, right? Because they're like, oh, but then maybe they won't make a console anymore. Which actually, I really don't think we need consoles. Sorry, like, what's different about your console and my PC besides the fact my PC is a lot more powerful? Yours is your infrastructure is locked, which some people think is a good thing. I think that's a really bad thing, in my opinion. But I get why some people think it's a good thing, because it makes it easier, right? It's very streamlined. You don't have to like But even though these days you still install you still install the games, you still have to update before you can play. So all of that stuff is also out of the window. So there's no real reason to even own a console in the first place. So I think they're just scared that they will also stop making consoles. Then I think that's where the weird logic leaps come from. But honestly, I don't think that would be the case. And even if it was the case, just buy a computer, right? Okay, it's more expensive if you want like the top of the line, but for $1,000 you can get like pretty decent PC that can play pretty much everything. You might not play everything on Ultra, right? But yeah, who cares? Like, if you play any way, shape, or form, like hardcore, so to speak, like if I go play, let's say StarCraft 2, all right? Weird example, I know, but it's like the one I'm most familiar with personally. That I really Counter-Strike, the new Counter-Strike. Any FPS that comes out now, they look fantastic. You know why they don't look fantastic on like high level streamers stream? Because we turn that shit down immediately. Because you want as much FPS as possible. Because FPS rules supreme. If I can see you if I can see you first, right? If I have 120 FPS versus your 60 FPS, I can see you a little bit earlier before you can see me. Super important. So what do? You turn the graphics all the way down. Alright? So like we don't even like I buy like a top of the line computer, and then I turn all the graphics down. I know it's kind of dumb, but it is what it is, right? The only reason I buy like really beefy computers is because I stream on the same computer, right? That's a resource hog and a half, right? Anyway, sorry, I got way off on a tangent. Let's go back into the guy complaining.
That's a bit of pill to swallow. So as I said, I'm still processing this. I'm on my first morning coffee. But if this is true, I think it's a massive misstep. I think
Why? Why is it a massive misstep, economically speaking? Why is it a massive misstep to sell more games? The one thing a console company makes profit on. I'll wait.
As a fan and a supporter of the brand for 20 years, I put hundreds of thousands of dollars into this brand over time. it does feel like a bit of a betrayal. It really does. But
But he is bought in, like I said, but figuratively and literally. Like, it's kind of obvious though, right? I mean, yeah. Like, you won't have these stakes otherwise, I feel like. I don't understand. I can't. I try to follow the logic, but I still don't really. I don't know. I don't really understand. You know what I mean? Like, I can see the guy's logic leaps, but do you not then see my logic leap? Do you not want to sell your actual profit maker to as many people as possible? Like, this is so crazy to me.
I also know that we're going to get some clarity on what's going on soon. That I know for a fact. So I guess for me, I'm not going to freak out about anything. It's good to speculate, have the conversations.
He's not freaking out, but he needs to stay off X for the rest of the day because he needed to process it. I'm sorry, my dude, but that's freaking out.
But just hold the line, man. Hold that line until we know what's going on. Don't lose your shit over.
Hold the line. Yo, these guys are talking in like actual war terms, bro. Hold the line, man. What the fuck, dude? Bro, this ain't Mass Effect. It's a console that people can buy. Like, what the hell, dude? I don't understand this console war, bro. Like, back in the day, I kind of understood because I never bought an Xbox. I was always PlayStation. But that's because I like RPGs, bro. All the RPGs were on PlayStation, you know? So I bought PlayStation. I was never into the like, oh, your Xbox is shit because it's an Xbox. Well, who cares? I didn't like the controller. I like the PlayStation controller better, which is why I still have a PlayStation controller for my computer, right? But that's just personal preference, right? That doesn't mean your thing is shit. So yeah, it's like we'll go to the last 30 seconds.
It is a rumor, but I'm pretty sure it's a true rumor. But we don't know all the facets, all the ins and outs. And until we do know that, there's no point losing your shit yet. So everyone just chill fuck out. Wait and see what the leadership has to say.
Like
him. And then we'll go from there.
So yeah, personally, I think this is kind of hilarious that people are freaking out over this. But it's crazy to me that the console wars are still going on as well. And it's crazy to me that there's still so many exclusive games. I think like, oh, they're hostages, man. Like, oh, you want to play this game? You gotta buy our console. It's a hostage, dude. Like, no, thanks. I'll just wait a year. You know. And if you can't, if you're not gonna release it, then I'll just wait 5 years until an emulator comes out, and I'll do it that way. You know. I'm sorry, but I have no need for a console because I have a computer that does everything the console does, but better. Sorry. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm definitely getting flamed over this, dude. Like like I said, I made a Starfield video and people flaming me for being like a pony, a PlayStation hack. Like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, it's kind of funny, but you know, it is what it is. Peace the fuck out, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.